In this video, we'll walk through the design and construction of a new building and see how compliance with the energy code fits into this process in California. Along the way, we'll look at each phase, key roles involved, and how energy code compliance is documented. For any building, the process starts with an initial design phase and ends with final occupancy. Milestones along the way include permit application, plan check, building permit approval, construction and installation, field inspection, testing and verification, and approval for occupancy. All construction projects begin in the design phase. This is when details around zoning, lot orientation, property line easements, utility hookups, and the overall design and energy features of the building are agreed upon and described in the construction documents and specifications. Within the design team, the project owner ensures that the building complies with the energy code. The architect or designer determines the best solutions for compliant design and may employ an energy consultant to assist with this task. For non-residential buildings, there is an extra step called building commissioning, a systematic quality assurance process with documentation and responsibility requirements that span the entire design and construction process. Smaller buildings need only the design review activities. Next comes permit application, when the project owner or builder applies for a building permit with the enforcement agency. To get a permit, the applicant must submit the construction plans for the proposed building as well as any required certificate of compliance forms, the titles of which will vary depending on project scope and type of building involved. When all documentation is submitted, the project is ready for plan check. In this phase, a plans examiner reviews all submitted project documentation and ensures that the construction plans and details match what's documented on the compliance forms. Once the plans examiner has approved the project's plans and specifications, the building permit can be issued by the enforcement agency. This is a significant milestone, as work can now begin. During construction, the builder must follow the approved construction documents and install the specified energy features and systems. If changes are made in the field, the plans and compliance documentation must be revised and resubmitted to the enforcement agency for review. As building features are installed, the general contractor or specialty subcontractors must document the installed energy features in a certificate of installation form. These forms ensure that the installed energy features meet or exceed the requirements specified on the certificate of compliance form. The titles of the forms will vary depending on project scope and type of building involved. In the next phase of the compliance process, enforcement agency representatives or building inspectors conduct several on-site inspections to ensure compliance with the energy code, as well as other parts of building code. They verify installation of all required features where applicable in the building's envelope, mechanical, lighting, and solar systems, reviewing the certificate of installation to verify that the installed features meet or exceed the specified energy requirements. In some cases, further field verification and diagnostic testing is required per the energy code. Depending on the scope of work and occupancy type, this testing could be performed by an ECC or Energy Code Compliance Rater, an acceptance test technician, or in some cases the installing contractor. Compliance documentation for the project will list specifics to make this clear. Titles of the testing forms, and who is responsible for performing and documenting the testing, will vary by building type, as well as project scope. In general, required testing may involve building insulation, mechanical systems, and lighting controls. Once the building inspector confirms all documentation is correct and the project passes final inspection, the enforcement agency can issue an occupancy permit. This means building occupants can now move in. The builder is required to leave all compliance documentation in the building for the occupants, along with instructions for operating and maintaining the features of the building efficiently. Do you have questions? Just ask, or leave us a comment and be sure to check out our other offerings.